For all you homeowners out there, let me pose a question. How often do you go through your loan statement and have a look at how much interest you're paying each month? I bet not many people do, but personally, I check it very regularly, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why I check it regularly and why I believe that you should check it regularly too. Hello guys, Brad here from The Guided Investor. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button because I post videos about how you can do more with your money. In my opinion, when it comes to owning your own home, while you still have a mortgage over the place, you are a renter. Now, you're not renting someone else's house, but you're renting your own house off the lender. You see, when you make a P&I repayment towards a loan, there's two components towards that payment. One is good and one is nasty. The good component is the principal. This is the amount of money that's actually going towards paying down that debt. We like the principal component because it's helping you build wealth. The more you pay off the principal, the lower the loan, the more equity you have in the house, and the greater your net asset position becomes. The component of a P&I repayment that we don't like is the interest component. It's essentially the cost to have a loan, and it's the money that comes straight out of your pocket and directly to the bank. It's dead money for you. So while you have a mortgage, the interest that you pay on your loan represents the amount of rent that you're paying to have that property. Now, the great thing about renting a house you own is that you actually have control over how much rent you pay by controlling the amount of interest you pay. So you can look to pay less rent by utilizing an offset account, making extra payments towards a loan, refinancing to a better interest rate. There's lots of different things you can do to help control your rent. But even with all these things, paying down a mortgage can be a long process. I mean, generally the loan term on a mortgage is 30 years. Now, if you take out a mortgage and you're okay with paying it off over 30 years, then in my opinion, you shouldn't own a house because in that time frame, you are gonna pay a bucket of interest. Anyway, I'm digressing. Back to my original question. Why should you track the interest on your home loan? Well, I believe tracking the interest because you want to know exactly how much rent you're paying to the lender. By tracking the amount of rent that you're paying every single month, then you get to see it drop, whether it's dropping because you're saving funds in your offset or it's dropping because you're reducing your loan balance. Either way, your rental figure is dropping. And when you see it drop, it makes you happy. You see, I say this all the time and I'll keep saying it all the time. There is a massive emotional aspect to managing your finances. One of the biggest expense items that we all have in life is your housing, the roof over your head. And if you can see that expense item drop on a regular basis, knowing that it's gonna free up your cash flow, free up your budget, then it's gonna keep the motivation levels really high. Also, if you only ever watch the repayments coming out of your account and into your mortgage, it's normally a set figure and it's not very exciting to see because you don't know of that P&I repayment, how much is interest and how much is principal. And at the end of the day, it doesn't tell you much. But I know if I track my interest and I've made a $2,000 repayment for the month and I know that my interest was $500, then I can quickly calculate that I've increased my net asset position by $1,500 this month, and again, that makes me happy. But the real satisfaction comes when the interest expense is less than what it would cost to rent your house on the open market. So for example, my interest expense is currently around $120 per week. Now, if I were to rent this exact same house of someone else, it would cost me around $500 per week. So when I look at those figures, I know that every single week, I'm saving about $380, and that again is awesome. This makes me happy and keeps me motivated to get that interest expense to a big fat zero. So I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do to make that happen. Okay, after listening to my ramble, I have a favor to ask of you. First of all, hit that like button, and second of all, leave a comment down below letting me know what your rent expense is at the moment, assuming that you own your own house. But that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.